Hello Divine Souls, it's Anna T. Brooks, Sovereign Energy Alchemist, and welcome to another episode of Energetic Alchemy with Anna, quick hits of life transforming energy shifts. And today I want to talk about act, don't react. So I've just wrapped up filming the video for my weekly oracle card readings, which you'll be able to see shortly as well. You can always check all of this out in my bio. And something that's coming up at the moment, because we're moving into a really powerful, fiery new moon in Aries in a couple of weeks. And something that's really coming up is there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of intensity in the air. And when this happens, what can often happen is we start to react to people. We start to just get very triggered and make very momentary, instantaneous reactions to things. So what I want to challenge you to do is to think about, how do I want to act rather than react? Because when you're reacting to something, it's very often in the moment, it's very often intense. When there's other energies flying around, things can really go the way you don't want them to go, right? Hey, Jackie, hey. And this is kind of the difference when you start to elevate from a place of living your life unconsciously and just kind of being taken by, oh, well, whatever happens, and, I'm not responsible for anything. Whatever comes to me, I'll just have to deal with it at the time. That kind of unconscious living is often where you find people that are very deep in their reactions and are just flying off the handle at everything or whatever happens to trigger them at the time. Someone who is on the journey and is getting closer and closer to really understanding their own personal mastery and their own awakening and their own consciousness can step into a place of choosing how to act. And especially when there's a lot of fiery energy, when a lot of other people are reacting in different ways and they are really showing where they are just not, they do not hold that personal power and that personal self-responsibility, you have the choice to not engage with this. You have the choice to not take on their fiery energy, their triggers, their fuel, and everything that they've got going on. You can choose to not be conducive to that. You can choose to say, no, I'm not engaging in this. This does not feel good for me. I'm going to choose my actions. I'm not going to just react, right? And this can get harder and harder when there's more and more people, especially around times like this, when there's so much elevated energy around and there's so many different things going on. This can get harder and harder. So it's something to really practice consciously as much as you can, because the more you can be in a state of choosing, of observing what is going on and saying, okay, what is the right way for me to deal with this? What is the best way for me to navigate through this? And taking that kind of bird's eye view for the situation and actually making that choice before you do the move, before you do the action, before you take the move, right? That is going to give you so much personal power to actually step into your truth and into a place where you are actually completely aligned and completely able to tap into the wider view of everything, rather than just reacting in the moment because this person is angry, this person said this thing, this person, said this, did this thing, whatever it happens to be. And in that moment, just reacting and being drawn into their energy instead. Like, the saying of don't let the negative people drag you down to their level. It's exactly that. It's the same thing. Don't let them drag you down into their intensity, into their fieriness, just because they're angry, just because they're upset about something. That's theirs to own. But do not engage, do not meet them at that level. You stay at your level, right? And this is something that definitely takes practice, definitely takes time, right? This is why there's so many people who never ever will get even close to mastering this, who are going to just be victims by choice to their circumstances for the rest of their life, because they truly believe that this isn't their choice, that what else was I meant to do? This happened to me, they did this to me, blah, blah, blah. That's all their fault. What else was I meant to do, right? Taking absolutely no self-responsibility for the fact that, no, you can't control everyone else around you, but you always have direct control over yourself and your choices, right? And if that means stepping away from that person, stepping away from that angry situation and just saying, like, you know what? I don't want to be navigating through this right now. I'm going to actually go away. I'm going to come back. I'm going to, whatever you need to do. Everyone's at a different level, but definitely start becoming aware of those times and seeing where you have the opportunity to actually step away and to come back to yourself and then choose, okay, how do I want to act as opposed to react? So I'd love to hear how this lands for you. Pop it into the comments, and I'd love to hear, is there particular situations that you're going to be looking at in regards to this? I encourage you to have a think about it, maybe journal about it and actually ask yourself, what are some of the recurring times when I see this happen? When I see myself get triggered, when I see myself get into really engaging and really just getting straight into where somebody else is at. Right? Rather than coming back to that bird's eye view and deciding, okay, well, where do I want to be in this situation? Do I want to get down with that other person and fight them out for it? Or do I actually want to be somewhere else? Do what feels like it's aligned and what feels like it's actually my truth? And I guarantee you pretty much that getting down and actually fighting it out with this person, that's never going to be your ultimate truth, because there's absolutely no alignment. There's absolutely no success. There's no joy. There's no fulfillment that comes from being in that state. So some things to ponder. I would love to hear from you how this lands. Of course, if you like this, hit like. If you want to share it, share across, and let's do this. Let's, really up level our personal responsibility, our self-responsibility to be like, I am not going to be the person who just reacts. I am going to be the person who consciously chooses self-mastery and chooses how to act. Sending you so much love. Have a beautiful day. And remember, live life on purpose. Mwah.